So Rick Scott is saying, I was elected to serve the interests of the American people, and I think we should just have a quick vote to get them the help they need and let the Senate work out Ukraine later on. I believe Senator Scott was one of the people who supports the war in Ukraine. He voted, I believe, we'll check on this, let's check on this, but I believe he voted for that initial authorization. But now he's simply saying that there's a lot of increased opposition to the war in Ukraine and the authorization's there because the American people no longer want it. So let's get this money to the people who need it. Now, in case you think that this is just some sort of action on the part of a single rogue Democratic senator, you should know, first of all, and yeah, we confirmed that Senator Scott did in fact vote for the war in Ukraine, so it's not like he's a Putin apologist or a Kremlin asset or whatever you might want to call him. He's just somebody saying that even though I want to support the war in Ukraine, I think we should actually prioritize the needs and lives of American citizens, given that this is the American government. Now, you should know, as I said, that if you think it's a rogue senator, there is no such thing as a rogue Democratic senator. They march in lockstep. In very rare situations, you might get one like Joe Manchin. But in general, they do everything in a very coordinated way. The Democratic Party is a very well-oiled machine, as we've been talking about over the last week, in contrast to the ideological debates you see within the Republican Party, as you saw on the debate stage in Milwaukee. So I would have been shocked if she had been doing this on her own. And of course, the White House press secretary went on CNN to talk to Jake Tapper this afternoon, and he asked her about this, and she essentially said the White House supports what Senator Duckworth is threatening to do. Here's what she told him.
FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, has nearly $3.5 billion in disaster relief for this hurricane and for the Maui fires and for any future extreme weather events to come. We just heard from the FEMA director today. She is worried about running out of funding, understandably. She called on Congress to approve the request for another $12 billion.
Again, and here you see the graphic showing the hurricanes and the path that it's likely to take as it moves up the eastern seaboard of the United States. Let's put that back up on the screen. Oh, there it is. And even independent of everything, the fact that the Federal Emergency Disaster Relief Fund, one of the very few things that most Americans would indisputably agree is a legitimate act of the United States government to help citizens when they have natural disasters uproot their lives, is out of funds. It's depleted. FEMA is sitting there with no money. And as always, if you suggest that the U.S. government should act in any way for the benefit of the American people or to improve their lives in a material way, the D.C. ruling class will say, I'm sorry, we have no money for that. Just no money. Where are we going to get the money from? No money for FEMA. And yet every time a new war begins, every time, the narrative is the same. We're fighting this war until the end. We're going to spend whatever it takes. We don't care how many hundreds of billions of dollars. And none of those wars end with any success or benefit except for the people who profit off them. Thanks for watching this clip from System Update, our live show that airs every Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, exclusively on Rumble. You can catch the full nightly shows live or view the backlog of episodes for free on our Rumble page. You can also find full episodes the morning after they air across all major podcasting platforms, including Spotify and Apple. All the information you need is linked below. We hope to see you there.